You are a delicious lemon whipped cream pie with extra friendship. I appreciate you. Don't forget, crypto was invented to remove middlemen. Everyone who advocates for middlemen is a Trojan horse on the industry. We don't just say this because of principles. We're saying it because of number go up. If you put in middlemen, you put in more costs, more friction, more red tape, more lawyers, more water coolers. You get more costs put on you. Less number go up. You dampen the pump. Right? DeFi or die. Really important. Hey, that's the whole thing, right? Remove the cost in the middle. Instead of getting two people to sign signatures and push paper between each other, you make open source to do it. Code. That's what Uniswap is. Real DeFi Uniswap v2. That's exactly what it does. Instead of getting two people to make some forms and registries and exchange two tokens, hey, just make it in a pool. There's a little formula. There you go. Just needs to be liquidity in the pool. The middlemen take away precious yield from the people, and it goes to the middlemen and also goes to the centralized authorities. Really important to grasp this. That's why the biggest innovations, you got to remove those middlemen. Vitalik, the walking alien, 4,000 IQ, smart contracts, general purpose platform, Ethereum. Imagine you have to do all these contracts where you have lawyers and bankers and just these bug eaters signing signatures, adding all these costs just to do a simple transaction. They put it all into the code. You don't even need a trust. It just gets verified using cryptography. That's why crypto is the greatest thing. We're still passionate about it. It solves so many problems. And there's more to come. You don't want to be in something where there's a lot of salaries to be paid, non-squeaky chairs get replaced. You don't want that. If you get that, then you're taking a hit somewhere. That's why if you can remove them, it's great. Problems are getting solved. Bitcoin started it. Ethereum is continuing it. And guess what? So is the rest of the crypto altcoin industry from here. But sometimes knowing that isn't just enough, friends. You know, it isn't enough. I'm playing some angel music for you right now, okay? You still got to shoot down the FUD. You see, you remove middlemen, you make it transparent, you believe it's a better system, which you know it is. There's still FUD because candles go down. What I love is to see when the crowd gets it wrong. Crypto following the 2015 Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle. Now, it's just fascinating when these things line up because you're like, wait a minute. Are you priced in or not? I don't get it. There are so many people still left to on board. The ratio of new people is not as big as what it used to be. 419 million people. All right, to get to a billion, you're going to get like a 2.5x. 2.5x, you square it, you get like a 5x. Maybe crypto grows from that 1 trillion to 5 trillion-ish plus. Hopefully it doesn't drop hard after that, but you can't really rely on people, can you? There's always going to be that FUD coming along. But don't forget, if you point this stat out to people, they'll say you're FUD. They'll say, hey, why do we have to stop at 5 trillion? The stock market's 140 trillion. We should be 10% of the stock market. I agree. But it's not up to you and me. The bug eaters, the emotional cycle of humans can be manipulated, man. What if they just want to get in? It's an inevitability. You know, no one gets excited when I tell them, yeah, 2030 is going to be a great year for crypto. And it's true. You know, there are stock market believers right now who are getting crushed. There are sidelined people who are enjoying it. But the truth is, stocks and interest rates together and the macro picture is keeping bears on the sidelines. And you know, bears start to sweat when they see bulls get energy again. Because they're like, oh, crap, here we go again. Here we go. You guys are going to be yelling for another year. Yeah, that's right. We're trying to help you. We're trying to get you to get in. But they're not going to get in. They're like, well, I've got like 19 out of 20 days red under my belt. Why should I jump in now? This is not the right way. This is what happens, friends. Unfortunately, for bears, they actually get in at the worst time. They do get in, by the way. They do get in. Don't think they stay out forever. They just don't get in that thing they were talking about. They go and buy something else. Let me tell you this. Buying an altcoin when Bitcoin is like 85,000 is like buying Bitcoin at 85,000. They just don't see it yet because there's no more upflush left. The more you understand this, the more you'll be able to protect yourself. What I love to see is what I'm about to tell you now. Logic versus it's a cycle, bro. Two camps. Logic, stock markets, macroeconomy, golly gee, do you see the interest rate? Oh, but what's going on here? The peanut teams bombing them, the peanut butter and the ice cream teams are fighting. I don't know what's going on anymore. Oh, Jesus. Yes, logically, these things are bad, and you're like, oh, people can't focus on buying stocks or crypto or anything. Why do they go up? It's because the market insiders are freaking front-running the forward news. They control the narrative. You understand? You do understand. That's why you like, subscribe, really, but I appreciate every single one of you, family show. They do understand. They're not stupid. They know, hey, maybe we told maybe Team Ice Cream in the Middle East to let a few bombs go through so they can cause some turmoil, and then we'll like squash it and rescue the package, and the issue will be done in 6 months. Maybe they said that to themselves. So maybe the insiders, not maybe friends, look, I promise you this is how it works. All right? This is why it works. The same people who know that there are inside jobs, they know, there's going to be an inside job, there's going to be bombings on TV, countries fight each other. Yes, the media is just going to feed into it, and it's going to get really, really hot and heavy, and everyone wants to kill each other. But it's controlled demolition. They're going to get over it in 5 to 6 months when we put the next news in front of their eyes. You see? So if they know, okay, in 5 to 6 months, there's going to be new news, and this thing's going to be like out, they're buying now. That's why you see green candles in the stonks when they go, whoa, how are you going up? How are you buying the bad news? It's because they're controlling the future narrative. That's why you can't beat these people in the short run. The same people who put out the news to get everyone to sell, they're the ones getting long. They control the future story. How do you beat someone who controls the future story? They're playing God. You can. You go, okay, I know one future story that you can't control, and that is the money printer has to keep going one way. So eventually, you guys just get so rich, you splosh it back around. That's what wealthy people like to keep saving in this. Wealthy people don't want to store in the paper currency. You play their game. You play their game. Okay, you don't know the game that they're playing in the next 3, 6, 9 months or days or weeks, but you know, hey, if I take a 5-year view, a 4-year view, I know how the wealthy, powerful control this scenario. And they somehow wind up with more currency units in their hands to buy more scarce assets. Okay, you don't need to know exactly the story, exactly the scam, when it's going to happen. You just know, hey, you guys are going to be scamming for the next 5 years, are you? Okay, you're not getting out of business because power will always have business, right? There you go, right? That's why the cycle bros are winning. It's just a cycle. It is what it is. I know, it fascinates me as well. It's like, you're telling me people just get sick of buying and sick of selling? Yes. Yes, they do. Just like how we get sick of seeing, oh my God, more bombs on TV. Man, change the freaking news. Well, you think the most powerful people don't know that? Of course they know that. That's why they're like, okay, you're going to feel like a bit of tension for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 months, whatever. And then it's going to dissipate because you're humans. They see us as little monkeys, and we are. They see us just little monkeys who can be manipulated and controlled. And we are manipulated and controlled. You just get long because you're like, all right, you guys are going to keep manipulating and controlling everyone? Sweet. That's all I need to know. See you in 5 years. I'll have bigger bags too. So friends, I love and appreciate every single one of you. And for this, I'm actually going to give you
a kiss, a cry, our rights, our wrongs.
What a cracker beat. I only give you the best. I make these for you. All over my Twitter and YouTube, I give you my best work. I give the best work. I don't do anything half-pooped. Nothing. And you don't have to believe or follow any of it. I encourage you. No, I don't really encourage you. Don't do this, friends. Don't get short on leverage or doing anything. But I encourage you. Hey, think for yourself. I just tell you one thing. I've been in your position. I am in your position. I watch other people and I'm like, man, can I tell you something? I'm sick of thinking for myself. You understand? I've got to think about 40,000 things out here. You honestly think I want to sit here, spend 9 hours on maybe some little lead to some crappy little altcoin chain that may or may not have value? And guess what? Maybe I'll find that and I'm like, oh my God, it's 4x higher in price than where I want it anyway. Golly gee. You don't want to be in that. Just people present ideas. Some ideas you're thankful for that you can use. Other ideas you're thankful because they're trash and you can just invert them. All you got to do is get another perspective. All right. Look, I bet everyone, well, you want to go back to 2021 and listen to the other perspectives, don't you? I know you do. All right. I know you do. You want to go back to 2021 and you want to go back to people saying, hey, man, Kevin O'Leary, he's a snake. All right. He ain't really a believer in Bitcoin. He was bearish at the bottom. Now he's bullish at the top. All right. El Salvador. Yeah, that is a government adopting a currency. Yeah, you might think, oh, they're fast and they're innovative. No, it's a government. There are millions and millions of people there with $29 billion GDP, which is, obviously it's tiny, one of the lowest countries on earth, but it's a government, friends. Governments are last. They are conservative. They are laggards. They are skeptics. They adopt things last, not first. All right. A futures ETF. Sorry, friends, that's not actually bullish. That's actually the end of the road. Do you see? I bet you want to go back and look at these alternative views because the alternative views win because that's where the edge is. That's where the edge is, isn't it? In our game, in my game, you need to give yourself the best shot of fading the crowd. So what my job to do is, I'm like, okay, I know the crowd's wrong. Let me just do the opposite. I know that, but it's complicated when you sit there and you're like, all right. But the crowd's right in the middle of the move, isn't it? That's actually true, friends. That's why I know I don't want to confuse you, but it's you see the cycle here? The crowd's actually correct here. You know that? They just get this part wrong. And the crowd is actually, they're correct in the middle of the way down, but they just get this part wrong. See, because we expect linear terms. You see these dots? The crowd expects linear dropping. Bitcoin, 13K, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7. And then on the way up, Bitcoin, 20, 22, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 100. Okay, next 120, 150, you know what I mean? So you need alternative views. It just so happens that a cluster of bad news happens at the bottoms with a big bang, and a cluster of good news comes out at the tops. And people react to them. Prices aren't going as aggressive on the way up as they were anymore. It's just that no one really notices it. Why? Because at the bottoms, you're struck by fear. And at the tops, you got your pants down, okay? You got euphoria, right? You got euphoria. You see that? So our goal is to see, all right, are there clusters of good news to come? Because we already got this part, right? We nailed this 100%. 100% called literally the Bitcoin bottom on the day saying, oh my gosh, bankless dudes are crying. Everyone says they've got no hope. Everyone's gone. Bear markets end with a bang. See you later. We got that part right. Don't worry about that part now. We're thinking about this part going up now. That's what we're looking at. And I'm noticing, I'm going, hey, there's a good news here. And there's a good news here. So what my job is to show you, hey, when the good news pieces appear, they don't change the fundamental valuation later on. They don't. We're still going to get a cluster of good news up here. Could be more ETFs. Oh, Ethereum ETF. Oh, Chainlink ETF. Oh, another country joins El Salvador. Oh my gosh, Apple wants to buy Bitcoin. You understand? All of these good news combinations come out at tops. Toppity tops, not bottoms, tops. They come out closer to the top. And it doesn't have to be the exact top, but you think about it like this. You go, okay, if I click sell now, am I going to be better off in 18 months from now? Yes. Okay, so I should be starting to get out now, even though it's not the exact top. That's our mindset. That's what we're preparing for. Because I'm trying to help you, man. I'm trying to tell you, you know this top? It's pre-programmed. It's already pre-programmed. No, nothing you can do in the news here and here and here is going to shift the length of that top. Nothing. Even though I hope it is. I hope, okay, Rock and Negative ETF. Okay, sweet. Give us a $900,000 Bitcoin instead of 80K. Okay, I want that. History, data, speculation, markets. They all say one thing. Those news events do not change the entire market. They don't. Might change one stock. Might change one altcoin. Barely. I mean, you saw what happened XRP in the SEC, right? That can happen. But the overall market and everyone's sensation and the frenzy of greed or the frenzy of fear doesn't get impacted. Just like on the way down, it doesn't matter what good news we got. I guarantee, right, if Roca Negra released the ETF in 2022, FTX is still going down, baby. It was still going to happen. They just impact a bit of the chart candles differently, but we were going down for a date with destiny. We also have a date with destiny, and that is my next video for you. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Today we're eating strawberries. Don't forget that. We eat what we hunt. We are only friends. Catch you soon.